exciting news today is the Texas House advanced their strategic Bitcoin reserve bill, and we're going to take a look at what this bill entails. So this bill passed the second reading, and it's awaiting a final approval. So what this does is it will send the bill to be voted on one more time, and in that case, it will then be put on the governor's desk. So as it is stated, this bill has sailed through the committee and the Senate and has almost reached the governor's desk. The quote here states, Texas's strategic Bitcoin reserve bill passes. House second reading passed by a vote of 105 to 23. So overwhelming support for this bill. It was also amended to increase the length of time a digital assets market cap is under consideration for inclusion in the bill from 12 to 24 months, making it harder to qualify. So this bill is going to require any crypto that is being considered as a reserve asset has a market cap of $500 billion, and that has to be through a 12 to 24 month period. So it's pretty much only going to include Bitcoin for now. And theoretically, this will have to be voted on one more time. It says the advancement today doesn't represent a complete victory. Texas's legislative session ends on June 2nd, and this bill needs to pass a final vote by then to establish a Bitcoin reserve. Still, the bill's overwhelming support is encouraging. So theoretically, the final step could take place this week, and then Governor Greg Abbott, who is a longtime Bitcoin supporter, would potentially approve this bill. This bill had pretty strong bipartisan support, which is really exciting right now. If we take a look at our tracker for Bitcoin reserve bills passed, Arizona has passed some legislation allowing them to hold unclaimed property within a reserve, and New Hampshire has actually passed a Bitcoin reserve bill, which would allow their state treasury to invest public funds into Bitcoin. So huge news there. Maybe Texas would be the next one joining them. We also take a look at weekly ETF flows. Bitcoin has had 4 weeks in a row of inflows into Bitcoin ETFs. The Bitcoin Fund Bitcoin ETF flows, iShares Bitcoin Trust Registered, IBIT, saw inflows for the fourth consecutive week with an inflow of $1.07 billion last week. And then by comparison, Gold's ETF saw a outflow of 1.98 billion within that Gold Shares ETF GLD, which is really interesting to see greater sentiment around Bitcoin and investors putting more money towards Bitcoin right now rather than gold. So that's super exciting. At the time of this recording, Bitcoin's now at $106,760. So it would be interesting to see if Texas passes a Bitcoin reserve bill, which Texas has a very large GDP, what that could potentially do to the price of Bitcoin. So really strong sentiment right now. Hey, if you got value from this video, please consider subscribing. Have a great night.